Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am taking you through a 25-minute full body Pilates workout, and we're starting down on the mat with our feet about hip distance in front of us, holding onto the back of our thighs, starting with the half roll down. So inhale as you lengthen your spine up towards the ceiling, and exhale as you curve back halfway down towards your mat. Inhale, extend the spine straight up. Exhale, tuck the hips under and roll halfway down, straightening the arms. Inhale, extend the spine. And exhale, find that C curve back. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Sit up nice and tall. Exhale, tuck the hips under, scoop your abs, roll halfway down, and release your arms straight out in front of you. Exhale to bring the arms up above your head, and inhale, bring them back in front of you. Exhale, lift them up, and inhale, lower, keeping everything super still besides those floating arms up and down above the head. Exhaling to lift, inhaling to lower. Bring your arms straight out in front of your shoulders now, and exhale as you twist to the right. Inhale to come back through center, and exhale to twist to the left. Keep going. Try to keep your belly button facing forward here, so we're really focusing on that rotation through your thoracic spine or your mid-back, really getting into warming up the obliques here. Exhaling to twist, and inhaling to come back through center, maintaining that C curve with the back, so just double check that you're still in that nice strong foundation. Give me one more each side, and then you'll have the option to add a knee lift as you rotate, or just keep going with this. So come through center, exhale to rotate as you lift your right knee, inhale, come back through center, and exhale, twist to the left, lifting the left knee. Keep going here. Option to keep the feet planted on the floor the entire time if you just want to focus on that rotation. We're not here for long. Give me one more each side, so twist to the right. Come through center. Last one, twisting to the left. Hold through center now with both feet on the floor and give me little pulses back with the upper body. Just for 8. For 7, micro movements, pulsing the hips, pulsing the back towards the floor. Just for 2. For 1, now slowly tuck your hips under and roll all the way down onto your mat. And then walk your feet in a little bit farther towards your glutes into a nice bridge position. They're still hip distance apart though, and your hands come down by your sides. Inhale to prepare, and exhale as you lift your hips up off the ground. Inhale to lower, and exhale to lift back up, moving in nice and slow here, really pressing through your heels as you lift the hips up, squeezing your glutes, feeling that activation through the back side of your body, keeping your core nice and engaged with a stable spine and pelvis during this move. Exhaling to lift, and inhaling to lower. Give me 2 more, so exhale to lift. Inhale, bring your hips back to the mat. And last one, hold the hips lifted this time. Let's alternate marching the knees. So lift the left knee to tabletop, place it down. Lift the right knee to tabletop and place it down. The challenge here is making sure that your hips are staying level and lifted the entire time, so make sure one isn't dropping down to the side as you lift your knee. Your core and your glutes and your pelvis are working super hard to keep you stable and lifted during this move. It is harder than it looks. I find it helpful to really root through the heel that is staying on the ground as a way to make sure your hips stay lifted and active through the glutes. Give me just one more each side. lifting the right knee, and lower. Now hold the left knee lifted, extend your leg straight up, flex your foot, lower the leg down towards the mat, and lift it back straight up. Lowering and lifting, flexing as you lower the leg, and pointing the toe as you lift it back up. Again, make sure your hips are staying level here and you're not dipping to one side while you have this single leg lowering series. Give me just one more, lower and hold lifted, pulse the hips up for 10, 9, 8, 7, really pressing through your right heel for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plant your left foot back onto the ground, keep the hips lifted. Other side, lift the right leg, extend it straight up, flex to lower the foot towards the mat, and point to lift it back up. Lowering and lifting. I like to inhale as I lower and exhale to lift, but you can do the opposite if that feels better for you. Again, really pressing through your left heel to keep the hips lifted and stable here. Just one more. And hold the leg lifted, pulse the hips for 10. 9, really pressing up through your left heel to really lift those hips sky high, just for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Plant your foot back on the ground, keep the hips lifted, inhale to prepare, and exhale, lift the heels. Inhale, tap them down, and exhale, lift. Getting a little bit of calf work here, but also still in that core and glutes as they have to stay stable as we're lifting and lowering the heels. Two more, exhaling to lift and inhaling to lower. Hold the heels lifted now and let's move the arms. Exhale as you raise them above your head and inhale back down to your sides. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Make sure here that your rib cage isn't lifting as you bring your arms above your head. The entire trunk and lower body are staying stable as you just float your arms gracefully up and back down. Exhaling to lift and inhaling to lower them back to your sides. Last one. Now hold your arms straight up from your shoulders, palms facing in, and exhale to open the arms and the knees. Inhale to bring them back parallel. Exhale, open. Inhale, bring them together. Keep going. If it's too much to be up on the toes here, you can plant your heels down on the ground. You will definitely still get the effect of this exercise. Exhale to open, squeezing that outer glute, that glute medius. Exhale, open. Inhale, closed. Almost there. Make sure your hips are staying up at the same height here. Just the arms and the knees are rotating outwards. Hold everything parallel now and pulse the hips up for 10. 9, just little squeezes up with the hips, little micro movements, 1 inch up, 1 inch down for 5, 4, 3, 2, keep the hips lifted, lower the heels, 10 more pulses, 9, 8, 7, just 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hands back to the mat and slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. Go ahead and hug your knees in, pressing your lower back down into the mat, maybe rocking side to side or circling out the hips, whatever feels good, just taking a second to rest. For our ab series today, we'll be doing the series of 5 from classical Pilates, so 5 exercises performed for either 8 or 10 reps. So start with the head, neck, and shoulders lifted, grabbing a hold of your right shin and extending your left leg long for a single leg stretch. Switch the legs, so extend the right leg and pull in the left, and switch, and switch. I like to breathe in for 2 pulls and exhale for 2 pulls. So that would be inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. But it's really up to you if you'd like to inhale and exhale on alternating switches. Just a few more here. 1 more each side, and then we have our double leg stretch. So bring both knees in towards your chest. Inhale as you extend your legs and your arms overhead, and exhale as you draw everything back together. Inhale, extend, exhale, draw everything in. Really reach long in opposite directions, sending energy through your fingers and through your toes, and feeling that fire burn through your core. As you exhale and draw everything in, I like to fan my arms out to the sides and really feel that sweeping motion as I draw my knees in towards my chest. So inhale, extend, and exhale, bring everything together. Give me one more and we'll come into our straight leg stretch. So grab a hold of your right calf or behind your right leg and extend the right leg up towards the ceiling as you extend your left leg down towards the mat. Inhale to switch, switch, and exhale for 2 switches. Again, just like in the single leg stretch, you can inhale and exhale on opposite switches, but I like to do them 2 at a time. Make sure this movement is coming from a place of control and not from momentum, so your pelvis and your spine should be stable throughout this movement. The only thing moving is the legs, switching and alternating. One more each side and we have our leg lifts. Only 2 moves left in this series, so bring your hands behind your head with the elbows out wide and extend both legs up towards the ceiling with flexed feet. Inhale to lower the feet towards the ground and inhale to bring them straight up. I like to flex my feet as I lower and point them as I lift them back straight up, but it's really personal preference. Just make sure you're inhaling to lower and exhaling to lift. I know I was sweating during this move, so if you are too, just know I am right there with you. This is definitely the most challenging move for me in this series, but we're already more than halfway through it. This is your last one, and we'll finish with crisscross or bicycle crunches. So bring right elbow to left knee and switch, drawing opposite knee to opposite elbow and extending the other leg out nice and long. This is where we finish. We get a break after this. You've got this. Moving slow and with control and keeping that engagement through the core. Moving with control, not with momentum here. You are so close. Just one more each side, and hug the knees in towards the chest, press your lower back into the ground, take a breath. That series is a huge challenge, but it's one of my favorites. It works the entire core, as I'm sure you're feeling right now. I know I was. Maybe rock side to side on your low back, or circle out the knees, whatever feels good for you and gives you a little relief from that ab burn. And when you're ready, extend arms and legs in opposite directions and reach through both ends, giving a nice stretch through the abdomen. And then let's flip over onto our stomach to work the back side of our body. Bring your feet out as wide as the mat. Engage your core, lifting it up towards your spine like you're trying to create a pocket of air under your stomach. And bring your arms out to goalpost. Inhale to prepare and exhale to lift the arms and the chest off the ground. And inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, everything moving as one unit in your upper body. Exhaling to lift, try to imagine you're bending at your mid-back, not your low back, to avoid any pain through your lumbar spine. Inhale to lower, and exhale, gently lift up a few inches off the floor. This is your last one. Exhale to lift, and inhale to lower. Now we'll add a reach forward with the arms as we lift the chest. So inhale to lift the arms, exhale, reach them forward, inhale, pull them back down, and exhale, lower everything down to the mat. Again, inhale, lift, exhale, reach, inhale, pull back down, and exhale, lower. Lift, reach, pull back, and lower, keeping the core nice and engaged here, again trying to create a pocket of air between your belly button and the mat. Give me one more. Inhale to lift, exhale, reach, inhale, pull back, exhale, lower. Good. Bring your hands under your forehead now, and maybe just turn and lay on one cheek, and then switch sides just for a quick break for your neck. Then rest your forehead on your hands, and let's move to the legs now. So inhale to prepare, exhale to lift the left leg off the mat, inhale, tap it down, and exhale, lift the right. Hinging at your hips here, really feeling this glute activation up the back side of the leg. Make sure as you lift your legs that your hips aren't rocking forward into the mat to avoid any tension on our lower back. And if that means you have to reduce the range of motion a little bit, that is totally okay. Last one each side. Now hold the left leg lifted, flex the foot, kick it in twice towards your glute, and extend it back out. Exhale, exhale, inhale, extend. Exhaling as you pump the heel in towards the glute, and inhaling to extend it long back down the mat, keeping the leg lifted the entire time. Exhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale, extend. Last one on this side. Lower the leg down, lift the right leg, flex the foot in twice towards the glute, and point and extend. Exhale, exhale, inhale. Feeling that little squeeze through the hamstring as you pulse the heel in twice towards the glute, and extend the leg back out long. Give me just 2 more. And last one. Lower the leg down, let's finish with double leg lifts. So inhale and exhale to lift both legs off the mat. Inhale, tap them down, and exhale, lift. Feeling that squeeze up the entire back of the legs, mainly that glute maximus, the main part of your glute. Last one, now hold both legs lifted and pulse your heels together for 10, 9, 8, 7, little squeeze, for 4, 3, just 2, and 1. Lower both legs down, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, and press back into a child's pose. You certainly earned it. Take a couple deep breaths here, getting ready to move to standing after this. So walk your hands in towards your hips, and then make your way up into a standing position with your feet nice and wide and your toes turned out at about a 45-degree angle, coming into some wide V squats or pliés. So inhale, bend the knees, lift the arms to shoulder height, and exhale, straighten everything up. Inhale, bend, exhale, straighten. Make sure that your knees are staying directly over your ankles as you bend and that they're not dipping forward. If they are slightly in front of your ankles, just turn the toes in a little bit to avoid that issue. Exhale to straighten the legs, and inhale as you bend, moving gracefully here, floating the arms up to the shoulders and floating them down in front of the hips, bending the knees and straightening. Hold low in your bend now, bring your hands behind your head, and bring your left elbow to your left knee, come back through center, and bring your right elbow down towards the right knee. I like to inhale as I lower elbow to knee and exhale as I pull everything back towards center. Staying super stable through the lower body here, just bringing this a little bit into the obliques. Just give me 1 more each side. Inhale, left elbow to left knee, exhale, lift. Inhale, right elbow to right knee, and bring everything together. Arms reach back out to the sides. Let's pulse the hips down for 10, 9, just 8, 7, little movements through the hips, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now lift the left heel and lower, lift the right heel and lower, just alternating, lifting the heels. Everything else is staying stable, only thing moving is one side's heel, lifting up and lowering back down. Make sure you are breathing naturally here, and if you're looking for a bit more of a challenge, you can always sink your hips an inch or 2 lower. 1 more each side. Now hold the left heel lifted and pulse the hips down for 10, 9, 8, 7, just 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch heels. Lift the right heel, pulse the hips for 10, 9, I know it burns, but you got this, I promise. Just for 4, 3, 2, final push, lower the heel, raise your arms up above your head, 10 more pulses down with the hips, 10, 9, just micro lifts up and down through the hips, you got this, just 4, 3, 2, and 1, straighten the legs, Bring the toes so they're facing forward. Inhale, arms above the head, and exhale, forward fold. Feeling that nice release up the back of the legs. Maybe bending and straightening the knees a couple times if that feels good for you. And then walk your feet into hip distance and make your way down onto the mat in a seated position. We're coming into our final series of class today. You are almost there. We've just got some planking left to do. So when you're ready, come into a forearm plank. We've got 3 little variations and then we're stretching. So step both feet back, shoulders directly over elbows. We're starting by alternating tapping the knees. So tap the right knee down and lift, tap the left and lift. Right and left, right and left. Stay nice and engaged through the core by tucking the hips under just a little bit till you feel that activation, and really press up through the forearms to activate the upper body as well. Give me 1 more each side, and then we're going to tap both knees down at once. So inhale, tap the knees, and exhale, lift. Inhale, tap, exhale, lift. Make sure the only thing lowering down is the knees, so your hips aren't coming towards the floor, your chest isn't coming towards the floor, just the knees lowering and lifting. Last one, and we'll finish with some hip dips. So drop your right hip down towards the mat, come through center, and drop your left hip down to the mat, come through center, working into those obliques, really rotating through the spine as you lower one hip towards the floor, come back through center, and lower the other hip towards the floor. This is your final move. Give it all you've got. You are almost there. We're stretching right after this. Just 1 more each side, down to the left, center, hold in center for 1 second, and drop the knees down. Sit the hips back into a child's pose. Take a deep breath. You made it through. We are on to our final stretch. When you're ready, come forward into a tabletop position and inhale, lower your stomach to the floor, press your heart forward through your shoulders. Exhale, tuck chin to chest and arch your back. Inhale into your cow stretch, and exhale up into your cat stretch, feeling that nice stretch on the spine and the core. Find a neutral spine now, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up into your downward facing dog, maybe alternating, pedaling out the legs if that feels good, getting a deeper stretch up the back of the legs. And then reach both heels down towards the mat, take a deep breath. Slight bend in the knees, walk your hands in towards your feet, and hang out here in this forward fold. Maybe grab a hold of opposite elbows and sway your upper body right to left, nice and gently. And then release your arms towards the mat and gently shake your head yes and no, releasing all of the tension through the neck and the shoulders. And then grab a hold of the back of your legs and pull your chest in towards your thighs, giving yourself a hug for all of the hard work you just did. Release your arms and slowly roll up 1 vertebra at a time until you're standing nice and tall up at the top. Alright, that is it for today's 25-minute full body Pilates workout. I hope you're feeling amazing. If you are, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks everyone!